hope we actually are. Otherwise, I might be a bit worried. Hopefully, we're actually... Oh, shit, I see life. I actually also hear life as well. So, yeah, anyway, I've got to move this slightly more to there. Right, so yes, today we actually are covering some more of the Golden Kamuy manga series, because I know I've been away for quite a while. We're already on 306 at this point, last time I checked. And yeah, I've been hearing things. I've been hearing rumblings about this manga for quite a while. I keep on seeing, like, other people I follow that actually also read Golden Kamuy, also make manga as well, kind of always tweeting about it. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And I was like, I need to probably catch up at some stage and actually see what's going on, because it does seem pretty intense for what I mean, the whole Wilk revelation with Surumi last time was really intense. That was like, holy shit moments. But it won't calm down, apparently. It just keeps on. It just keeps on going on. I'm like, guys, you've got to calm down a bit here. We've got to, like, breathe. We got to breathe a little bit. But yeah, it's actually coming, I believe, 271, 280, which would put us, I think, around about 30-ish chapters away from catching up. But 26 in total, I think. Yes. I can still do math. So anyway, it's actually put on to actually gone live. Right. I swear to God, I actually keep on hearing random things about it. I'm like, one moment I'm seeing a Hello Kitty collaboration with Golden Kamuy. Next time I'm hearing fucking shit hitting the fan. I'm like, guys, calm down. I'm one man. I can't take that much. Before I forget as well, I need to grab a tissue. Always forget my tissues now, for some reason. Always forget them. So anyway, let's begin 271, which actually is called a mottled golden coin. Mottled golden coin? Private First Class Riki Miyatsu. There we go. Got there in the end. What are you doing here? I was just with Hichigata's group at the Sapporo Brewery. We ended up splitting up. So I used the opportunity to come and tell Vice President Surumi about Hijikata Toshizo's location. Now's our chance to take them all out at once. Stop that! It'll also help I actually had the right tab. Didn't have the right tab open. Is Vice President Surumi inside? He said not to let anyone in. Where's everyone else? They're somewhere around here searching for gorillas. Stop it! How do you even hear about this church? Well, I heard Did I? Oh no. Well, I heard about it from Warrant Officer Kikuta a minute ago. Oh yeah, over behind that church over there, I think I saw Sugimoto the Immortal come to get a Sirupa. Huh? Sugimoto! I love that his whole entire motivation for taking down Sugimoto still has not left. It's been like, what? I think 200 chapters at this point? Since, like, they've probably, like, almost fought and almost killed each other. I like that. Like, in essence, you have the entire, like, pseudo-marriage between Ogata and Sugimoto kind of still prevalent in the narrative. And you actually have so much more. Everyone wants Sugimoto at this point. Everyone wants him, for one way or another. The danger that Kyoranki and Wilk sensed, even for us, the Yamato people, we can't pretend that what they feared has nothing to do with us. 100 years from now, Japan may well end up destroyed and wiped off the map by other countries. Whether it's 100 years in the past or 100 years in the future, the law of this world is survival of the fittest. The weak get eaten. Kyoranki, Saphira, and the partisans plan to create a Far Eastern Federation. They will most likely succeed in forming a federation on the continent, but once the Russian Empire starts to put pressure on them, they would end up automatically having Hokkaido stolen away by Russia. The Republic of Ezo that Wilk and Hijikata Toshizo hold as their ideal. In order to strengthen their country, they would have to invite immigrants from other countries. But they would be inviting a very serious risk of those who view Japan as an enemy making their way into the government. This isn't bigotry on my part, merely probability. In the end, Hokkaido should be governed by those who identify with Japan. Those whose ancestors had lived in Japan, who treasured the country that they were born and raised in, and who love the people who live there. The Japanese people won't be able to survive unless they band together as one. to make a Far Eastern Federation or Republic of Ezo instead of utterly to make a Far Eastern Federation or Republic of Ezo instead is utterly absurd. Asidipa, have you seen a gold coin like this before? We found this among the belongings of the Ainu who died at Kamuy. Those men must have dreamed of their own independent country and made this as a kind of currency. They then each returned to their respective village and showed these gold coins to the other Ainu. I'm sure they thought it would work to bring the Ainu together. Well, take a look at this mottled color. The gold dust that was gathered up in each region had a different gold content, so it wasn't able to properly mix together. How truly ironic. For those men who tried to come together as one, this coin symbolizes them perfectly, does it not? Well, splits among comrades are just an everyday. Well, splits among comrades are just an everyday occurrence. We're revolutionaries after all. But you know, Residipa, to my way of thinking, walking isn't the only cause of all of this. For countless years, the Ainu have treasured objects made by working brass or iron. But the Ainu doesn't have a single treasure made from gold, do they? For the Ainu, gold wasn't something they needed in their daily lives. It was useless to them. In fact, it was worse than useless. When the Ainu panned the river for gold, the rivers became polluted and the Ainu starved. But one day, the fish of the gods stopped swimming upstream to us. They stopped coming because the man had befouled the river as they searched for gold. You said that Kamuy reside in all things, correct? Clothes, daggers, tobacco cases, tableware, our very homes. All of them will have Kamuy. Natural disasters and smallpox, those things which endanger the lives of humans, they too have Kamuy, correct? So if gold were to have a Kamuy, would it not be an evil god, one that brought misfortune to the Ainu people? Those who touch it meet a horrible death. It would be a Kamuy more hideous and brutal than any other. A Kamuy so beautiful as to be dazzling, one that shines with a golden light. What you could call a golden Kamuy, so to speak. Ah! He said it. He did the title drop. What, 271 chapters into the whole entire manga? Fucking title drop. Those 7 Ainu killed each other, as did Wilkin killed Anke, the man at Abashiri prison, and the tattooed convicts. Hijigata's men will all kill each other as well, along with Shirasha Shitake and Sugimoto Saichi. Everyone you love is going to be killed. Like my beloved Fina and Olga were. Abandon the gold, Asidipa. You already know how to solve the code, don't you? Asidipa, don't! It's just so fucked up. This whole entire thing's so fucked up. I hate it. Ugh. Stop it. I knew from the beginning that threats wouldn't work on you, Asidipa, but if you're still troubled over what to do, allow me to give you an excuse. Tell me, Asidipa. It's something I think might be the answer, but I don't know for sure yet. And what's your basis for thinking it might be the answer? It's Arka's Ainu name that nobody else knows except me. And what might that be, Asidipa? Tell me. Hokyu Oskoni. Oh, shit, bruv. It means to catch up to the wolves. The guy on the bike is kind of cute as well. So, let's read the title page actually. I'm kind of curious about it. Original size. This is a bit of a to tell on the title page that this line's a bit of a wordplay based on an old Japanese saying, "Shishi Shinchu no Mushi." The saying literally means an insect in the lion's body. I guess it makes sense because we have a lion in the sheep's clothing, don't we? That's the kind of the saying we have over here. Referring to a bug inside a lion's body, I could say words today, Jesus Christ. Parasitizing and eventually killing its host. Yeah, because it takes over and kills them. Yeah. The meaning is someone inside the organization harming the thing the thing they are part of. A killer within, basically. Yeah. I think it's like the killer within, isn't it? Or something? It's a filmic thing as well. There's a written rule in film that there's a thing called, or there's a concept called the enemy within. Essentially, if you have a group of people, 9 out of 10 times in a horror movie, one of the people will try to kill the rest of them. You've ever seen the movie The Descent? That's one of the prime examples of it. There's like about 1 billion examples out there, but it's kind of exactly the same. That someone inside something will then try to destroy it at the same time, I guess. No to change the wording to which translates to something like Ariko among the 7 bodies. It's probably a wordplay based on Ariko's father being one of the 7 Ainu dead, as well as Ariko himself being a part of the 7th division. The part about harming an organization you're a part of is pretty self-explanatory. Interesting. Right, so 272. So 272, he popped it. Right, so I think we're still on the correct tab. Yes, cool. The moon is the only thing that hasn't changed since then. Are you alive, Protofight Costa Rico? Yes, sir. I'm still alive, Warrant Officer Kakuta. Then say something, Ariko, so we know that we're both still alive. What should I talk about, sir? Anything's fine. What you want to eat or what you want to do when you get back to Japan. Something upbeat would be nice. I want to practice making a makiri. A makiri is one of those Ainu knives, right? Yes, sir. A man gives one as a present to the woman he loves, and she looks at the craftsmanship to judge his ability as a provider. That's how important a makiri is. So a man has to be able to make one. You're worried that the girl you love is going to turn you down then? No, I want to make one for my own personal use. There might be parents out there who teach the whole process of making a makiri in detail to their son, but in my father's case, when I was growing up, he just had me watch him make one so I could learn how to do it myself. But I wasn't really all that interested. So if someone made fun of me, even if they were Ainu, I'd fight them without a second thought. If someone asked me for help, I wouldn't care if they were Japanese. I'd help them out. Some guys became soldiers for the sake of the future of the Ainu, but it wasn't like that with me. I thought this whole Ainu thing is kind of a pain in the ass. The makiri that my father carried had a design that was passed down for generations, and I'm sure he must have wanted to pass it down to me too. It seems that he was making a makiri for me after I became a soldier, and he said so as long as he's got the real thing in his hands, he'll be able to duplicate it someday. But he died while he was still in the middle of making my makiri, and his own makiri went missing too. I should have watched him more closely. Are you alive or on Officer Kakuta? Yeah, sorry. If you're alive, then please make a response every once in a while, sir. I'm sorry, Ariko. I actually really do like Ariko's character. I feel like, again, as time goes on, like the characters that are more secondary to the plot, technically speaking, still also carve out their own niche and actually makes them really, really interesting to follow. They're not like they're just kind of there, if you get what I mean. In other manga series, it's really hard to actually kind of make a convincing ensemble of characters. But the other examples that I can honestly say that does it really damn well is probably JoJo, really. But this Golden Kamuy is a prime example of actually how to have a massive cast of characters that all feel like they actually do in theory warrant being there, I guess, if that makes sense. Hokyu Oskoni. That's Terence Surumi. Ariko? I've come to tell you the location of Hichigata Toshizo's hideout, sir. That's our chance to steal all of their tattooed skins at once. Huh? Ariko Rikimatsu. Is that the path you'd like to choose, then? Oh, shit. Those tattooed skins. Had them all over. Oh! Hurry and run, Sirippa. Sophia with the fucking mask on. Ah! That's a dead man's face. It's a dead man's face, bro. That gunfire was coming from the church. Go, Asirapa. Jump on a sit-upper. Everyone's getting shot today, aren't they? Epopter. Don't stop, go! Go, sit-upper. It really is the vagrant boy. It really is Mr. Kakuta. Oh god, they're all meeting today, aren't they? Everyone has a habit in this manga of actually just like meeting the most inconvenient of times. You're like, oh yeah, that person's got a massive history with that person. Oh yeah, by the way, now they're gonna meet in that one point. It's probably not the best of all scenarios. It's like, guys, don't do that. Ariko, what are you doing here? Ron Officer Kakuta. God damn it, can't say words today. Oh! Oh! Just got fucking shot. Oh my god. No. Fucking, like, god damn. God damn. You can't see the moon tonight. 272 end. So you can't see the moon tonight. Is it one last reference to chapter 207? This is shown in the panel, but the tagline at the end of the chapter is also reference to the moon that Ariko and Kakuta saw the night of the trenches. I'm gonna try and see if everything's still kind of working correctly. Let's actually have a quick look. I always kind of Google something while I'm actually streaming just to see whether or not everything's actually working. Yeah, everything's still working. Because sometimes my internet randomly cuts out. I have no idea why. It's just a thing that happens. I have no idea. Right, so text on the title page. The text on the color title page from chapter 2. The scene it was taken from the scene after Sugimoto has killed a rampaging bear. The lines are the same as they were in that scene. You're brave and you know your way around a fight. Most capable warrior, impressive for a Sisam. And Sugimoto Saichi. I'm a sit-upper. God, we have a sleep back as well. Holy shit. It's like Kashima just kind of just went just like, no. I mean, I get why. I get why he does it, but at the same time, it's like no fucking stop. He doesn't go, you know what? I'll give it like 5 seconds and I'll shoot someone. No, he does it automatically. I was like, man, that's like not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. Don't do that. That's bad. That's murder. That's murder, bro. So, 273, the Surumi Theatre. I don't like the sound of that. The fire mostly died down. Well, these are brick buildings. It's not going to spread anymore. Good work. We've got enough people, so go on and get some rest. He's back. Seems like he second guessed himself. Just copy of what Hitoshi Toshito did in Baruto. Don't push yourself, Kadokura. Get some rest. It's dangerous to sit up, so you better sit down. He put there. Potaro. Everyone's fucking dead as well, to be honest. Everyone's dying at this point. You know what? It's kind of cute though, isn't it? Just seeing Siddhartha and Sugimoto kind of just had that moment. It's Oshiyama. Okay, Hishikata Toshizo. I figured out how to tell the fakes apart from the real ones. God damn it. Don't you die me, Ariko. Ariko, wake up, damn it. You still haven't even made your own Makiri, right? Bah. Ariko, your father saved you, huh? In the present day, there's a small local museum somewhere in Hokkaido. In that museum, sitting unassumingly on display is a single Makiri. According to the museum's catalogue, the creator of the Makiri was one Ariko Ipopte. Ariko duplicated his father's Makiri exactly, however. There was a single spot where he added a unique design of his own. That's a story for another day. 300 chapters later. Oh shit! Alright, I get it. Run off to Kikuta. I won't forget the debt I owe you for saving my life, sir. But when my wounds are healed, I'm going to fight alongside Sinapa and the others. I can't work for Central. Well, hey, you won't be up and walking for a while with those injuries anyway. Take your time and focus on healing. Let's go to our hot spring together again sometime, Nariko. Nikaido? Sergeant Tsukishima's in pursuit of a Sinapa. Is it alright if you call several men to support him? Is what he said, sir. No. Call Tsukishima back. It feels like the key to solve the code is correct. A Sinapa is no longer necessary. See, look at that. Fancy that Surumi is amazing. All of it really was just to get a Sinapa to give up the key. It was all part of the Surumi theatre. I just don't know still, that's the problem. Surumi is one of those characters you can't really peg in a unique way, which is a really weird sense to say out loud, because pegging is also a thing to do. But he's one of those characters you can't peg in a sense that you don't know whether or not what he's saying is actually valid and true, or he's basically trying to manipulate everyone, because he does actually, we've seen it. The Koito's a prime example of that. He's like the prime example of like Surumi's manipulation. I mean, even Ogata as well, and even Tsukishima as well. All of them are manipulated by Surumi. So you don't know whether or not the entire thing of him saying what he said was to get them on his side or give up the key. But at the same time, I still maintain deep down within that kind of crazed mind of his, there is that person that existed before the Surumi we know now. So maybe what he was saying about his family is still valid, that he does still want to bury them, but he doesn't want to give up the whole entire concept because he still wants to see Japan prosper in the future. That's the thing. No, I have a strong affinity for Surumi's character in that regard. Have you been drinking, Nikaido? Do you get so used to that and didn't even realize how you smell? I didn't notice before since we were in the brewery, but you reeked like you were soaked from head to toe in beer. Takashima. No. If he didn't know that we were listening from the other room, that doesn't mean everything he said was a lie, right? So across the sea is Vladivostok, a military port of the Russian Empire that means rule of the East. None of what happened changes the fact that that it presents an extreme danger to Japan. There we go. He said that his true goal is the protection and prosperity of Japan. And it's all right to believe that, isn't it? And above all else, Sergeant Tsukishima was given everything to his cause. I'm sure that line was something he wanted to hear so badly that he would leap at it. In the gap between tragedy and comedy, 273 end. And somehow the last thing's actually a reference to The Godfather as well. Holy shit. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? Episode 274. Right. So 274, Obsession. Sapporo Station. I remember a story I heard once about a woman. She made Ata's clothing out of fibers from tree bark, and it was said that nobody else could match the beauty of the clothing she wove. Ata's threads are dyed using a red sap from the kena, which is our name for an alder tree. However, it's very difficult to get a truly beautiful, pure red colour, and thread will turn brown if you try to do it and fail. But that woman had an obsession with quality, and she made red threads that was more beautiful than anyone had ever seen before. Using that thread, she wove an outfit that was entirely red to give to her beloved husband. One day, the husband wanted to show off his clothes, so he wore them when the men went into the mountains to work. But when they were in the middle of carving out a dugout canoe, it started pouring down rain. So they grabbed their tools and hurried home. When the husband got home, they discovered that the clothing around his hip had turned brown. His axe had been struck in his belt and that spot, but normal axes wouldn't have changed color like that. There we go. They realized that when the clothes were soaked by the rain, the red sap had oozed out of the fabric and had changed color when it touched the iron. Looked at it from another perspective, an obsession can make something too delicate. Make something that's too delicate. Thank you, King. me to note every single chapter. Thank you, King. The tattooed skins that Kadokura was carrying got soaked in water. Then they touched the metal stove. That's when I saw that one of the skins had turned black while another hadn't. There are a number of different ways to tan a skin. Sugimoto was using alum because that's a cheap and easy to get our hands on. Words. We were using alum as well, but to make leather that's more supple and high quality, there are tanning methods that use liquid taken from plants. The early speaktail, for instance, and the sap from the kenne. That taxidermist, his fakes might all have something in common. Some evidence of the obsession he had when he made them. Determination to make a fake that is better than the real thing. The obsessive desire to use special materials, even if the creator of the real thing weren't nearly as particular. The taxidermist who made those fake tattooed skins might have an obsession that showed in the skins he tanned. Oh shit! Oh my god, it's been fucking ages. It may be that he ended up making fakes that surpassed the real thing. That makes sense. That makes sense. So the skins that didn't follow the rule really were fakes after all. But among the 5 skins that Epopter had given to bring to us, 2 of them are real. He mixed in real skins with the fake ones in order to hinder the solving of the code. It's a lot of guts. And to solve the code really was my father's name. The name that means to catch up to the wolves in the Ainu language. Hokyu Oskoni is the answer without a doubt. Hokyu Oskoni? That makes sense. The skins all had different kanji on them, but some of those kanji shared the same sound when you read them. I realized that, but to catch up to the wolves, you really pulled it off, Kiro. Little lady, you told President Tsurumi the key, right? Yeah, he's already working on solving it. If we don't hurry up and solve the code, he's gonna beat us to it. Just sit on the fucking floor, just Tsukishima just being like, what the fuck is happening here? There's only one way that we can beat those guys to the gold. We got to bet it all on the information that Botaro the pirate told us before he died. The place where the Ainu hid the gold that they had gathered up so long ago. We'll solve the code while making our way there. We found Kadokura and the others. Hello, how's it going? How are you doing? Wait for us. We need to spread out the skins and we work on solving the code, but this is a bit too cramped for that. Should we pull out some of the seats? It's nice and spacious here. Oh my! The third class compartment is located in the back. Tickets for the first class compartment cost 4 times as much, you know. Ah, but I'm sure you're not aware of that. You look awfully squalid. Squalid? So you better hurry up and leave. If you don't, you're not bothering all the passengers who show up later after all. Oh, this is nice. It's like a VIP seat just for us. Yeah. I got VIP seats on the train heading straight to hell. Forget about me. You better forget about Hanazawa. There we go. Hanazawa Yuusaku too. That man called me Vagrant Boy. 274 end. Oh. Ah. What the fuck is going on outside my window? What is happening out there? Right, 275, which is Tokyo Love Story. Wait a minute. I think it's Tokyo Story. That's the film I was thinking of. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, there was a film like that called that, isn't it? No, it's Tokyo Story. That's the film, one of the most famous Japanese films of all time. Can I forget the director for some reason? Hold on a second. That's an O. I know that. Oh, it's Jiro Ozu. That's it, Ozu. I was gonna say, I swear his second name starts with an O. It's Ozu. That was it. Like, wait a minute, I know that film somewhere. So, leaving the woman he loves and his best friend behind, Sugimoto bids farewell to his hometown. Kanagawa in 1901. Saichi, where will you go now? Good question. My dad said search for a place where you can become happy. Up until now, I stuck to places that didn't have any people around. So this time, I think I'll try going to Tokyo instead. So Tokyo. Ah. Love the first panel, he's just kind of happy and doing his shit, and then in the second panel, he's just beating people up. Everyone, hold him down. God, he's attacking me even with only a finger free. What a furious kid. Over there, Sergeant Kakuta. Hey, get him off. I'll get off of him. Sergeant Kakuta? It's disgraceful for officer candidates at the Army Academy to be acting like this in public. At the time, Sergeant Kakuta Mokutaro was with First Division, and he provided instruction and guidance for the officer candidate students enrolled at the Imperial Japanese Army Academy. Blah. So it'd be dangerous if we let him go. Blah. There, that's better. You were hungry, huh? They told me you were running wild, even with more than 10 officer candidates trying to deal with you. So I was wondering just what kind of monster we were dealing with, but this could actually work out perfectly. I'm going to take him with me. What? Yes, sir. Hey boy, I'll show you something to eat, so come with me. This place, well, it's cheap and food's lousy, but there's lots of it. Why'd you get into a fight anyway? They glared at me. What's your reason? What are you, a stray dog? If they take you away, you'll be even bigger trouble, you know. You're all right because I calmed things down. Don't forget about it. Vagrant boy. What do you mean by that name? Well, we've got these vegetables from where I'm from. They're called Norabu veggies. And what do you want me to do? No, Norabu sounds same as vagrant boy in Japanese. Ah, Norabo, not Norabu. Norabo. There's an officer candidate at the Army Academy named Hanazawa Yuusaku. He's the son of the Lord Hanazawa, the commander of 7th Division, Asahikawa in Hokkaido. I want to take his place and go to a marriage interview. Okay. Take his place? Well, Hanazawa wants his son to become the regimental flag bearer. It's not a good idea, is it? It's not a good idea. But it seems that his wife, Hanazawa Hiro, doesn't want her son to become a flag bearer due to the high death rate that the role carries. Isn't Norabo because Nora in Noragami is when... is Nora... Wait, I'm trying to remember now. Hold on. Well, kind of, but not at the same time. I don't know if actually it carries the exact same meaning I'm thinking of. I read Noragami in ages, I'm trying to remember now, my short memory of it. I'll go back to reading that at some point. However, she's the wife of a soldier, so she'll never say that out loud in a million years. His wife secretly contacted a place called Marriage Agency in Tokyo. Nowadays, I hear that young people like to register at that agency, and it's not rare for them to look for marriage partners without any involvement whatsoever from their parents. And she fixed her sights on one girl. Her name is Kaneko Kayeko. Her father is an executive in the Mitsubishi Zaibatsu, and she attends the PRS school, a school for the girls of the peerage. Girls at the PRS school drop out the instant that marriage is decided. Any girl who stays enrolled all the way to graduation is treated like the girl who lost her chance to get a husband. Kaneko Kayeko hasn't found a marriage partner yet, and she's finally getting really desperate, even though she's from a rich family. The men who choose their wife from the PRS school are pretty much all wealthy, so it doesn't matter to them how rich their partner is. I hear there are a lot of women who apply to the marriage agency are daughters from rich families that are widows. But she's really good looking, right? Everyone makes themselves look as good as possible for their marriage interview pictures. When you see her in person, you actually see her stern personality written all over her face. It seems that in letters between Miss Hanazawa and the young lady, the line "Still Yuusaku's virginity" was confirmed to have been written. His virginity? Ah, yes, the virginity. That was a... Isn't there a whole thing that Ogata himself is also still a virgin as well? Because he kind of appears to be like this galleon dude who basically does all this shit, but in actuality he's actually like no different to Yuusaku himself. That was the entire thing from way back when. Was that a theory? I can't remember. It's one of the two. I remember that. I remember reading that literally ages ago. I was like, oh wait a minute, I see. It kind of makes it a bit more adorable, actually. One of the unspoken rules is that the flag bearer has to be a virgin. So she takes his virginity. Then if she's lucky, she gets pregnant. That makes things a fait accompli, where he'll then have to take responsibility. Fuck, and marry her. That's when he gets taken from the regiment and kept in safety with the Zaibatsu. That's their plan. But Lord Hanazawa caught wind of his wife's plot. Yeah, that's it. I was gonna say, I swear that it's like a stray. It's like a stray. The term Nora itself like a stray. It's like a stray. I couldn't remember if it's true or not. I've seen the prior word about Nora before in Japanese, so I swear it means wandering or like just astray. Thank you though. Thank you so much. Since he's in Hokkaido, he consulted with the commander of the first division and a man he trusts, and the commander's finger pointed at me. Why bother doing all of this roundabout crap? It's very roundabout, holy shit. Well, you could just turn to his wife standing right next to him and tell her that. True, but his wife has already taken things far enough to get other people mixed up in this. At this point, this could potentially lead to an incident that affects the morale of the whole division. After all, Lord Hanazawa is the commander of the 7th of the division, and his wife has taken action that could call her patriotism into question. Alright, you cleaned up real nice. Is this your uniform, Mr. Kikuta? Put some stars on your collar and your transformation to officer candidate is complete. Aren't there tons of guys at the officer academy you could use as a substitute? Why'd you pick me? You damn fool. If we use somebody from the army, bad rumors would start going around about the Hanazawas, right? Here, put his cap on too. Yeah, looks good on you. Just like I thought, you've got a touch of elegance to your face. Hanazawa Yuusaku is the son of a high-class general after all, but there's something in your face that's just convincing. I spotted it when I first saw you. If I join the army, I won't have to worry about food anymore, right? Big brother, take this cap back with you. Okay, now it looks like they'll be serving food at the marriage interview. They're going to be trying their best to shrink the distance between the two of you, I bet. So you'll be eating great food at a fancy restaurant. But it looks like you need a bit of training first. Until the day of the marriage interview, we've got to tidy up your inner self too. Don't stack your dishes. Turn the lid of your bowl upside down. Sit it on the side. Yes, Sergeant. Don't mix wasabi into the soy sauce. Sashibashi, sorabashi, mayoibashi. Yeah, mayoibashi actually. Bashi. Is it bashi? Or it could look like an exclamation mark from a distance, but it's bashi. Sashibashi, sorabashi, mayoibashi. These are all chopstick etiquette terms. Sashibashi, yosebashi, neburibashi. Alright, there's nothing more I can teach you. It's time to begin Operation Defend Hanazawa's Yuusaku's virginity. Odd sense to say out loud. Imperial Hotel. Western cuisine? I can't believe it. Oh? Huh? Oh shit. She's gonna see through it. She's gonna see through it. 225 end. Yeah, the opening part was Yamato on the pole singing the rain reference. I was like, it's singing the rain, but it's also not mentioning about Tokyo Story actually. Yeah, actually not. Interesting. I thought I might mention it. So 276. Right, so 276. Got it, Vagrant Boy? If she figures out that you're a substitute for Hanazawa Yuusaku, then face outside and make an X signal. Don't forget it, okay? Yes, sir. 276. Fried shrimp. Fried shrimp. There we go. I think it's all over. I think it's all over already, Mr. Kakuta. We're gonna see it. The fork forming the X of the feet. He's already planning to make the signal. Kaneko Kaeko. Oh, Yuusaku. I heard that your father is a commander, so I imagine you would be quite a serious man. To think that you could joke around like that. I fucking love this manga so much. I was trying to lighten the tension, I figured we were both feeling. I managed to avoid getting caught. Are you still wearing a cap because of how tense you are then? I'll take that for you, sir. Phew, whether I was at home or at the academy, every meal was in a Japanese style, so I'm afraid I'm not used to this kind of situation. So your model's kind of going, he's smoothed in there. The man's got smooth. The genuine article and the photograph certainly give off a different aurora, but it's just like, oh no, he's hot. So this is your first time eating fried shrimp then? It's a dish that became quite popular as of late. It's even more delicious if you put some of the egg sauce on it. Oh wow, I didn't know this kind of food existed. Do you come here often then? Oh yes, here in the Roku Meikan, for instance. All of my friends at school are from the imperial family, or from the families of the government ministers, or vice ministers, or prefectural governors, or the like. So I'm used to coming to places like this with them. After my dad died, there were times when I got food by stealing the stuff people put out for their cats. How'd it go? I didn't talk much about myself. I just acted the part of a boring guy. All right, good work, Vagrant Boy. It's typical for marriage interviews to take place over 2-3 meetings, so I'll be counting on you for the next one too. He was a quiet man and kept nodding all of what I said. He didn't keep trying to disagree or anything. He made such a good impression. And above all else, what a face he had. You always have cared about looks more than anything else, young mistress. That's why you keep missing your chance to marry. Her maid servant Yamamura Hamako. I can't even imagine marrying someone that you've only met a few times. Well, it happens, especially with the upper class. It's not like everybody in the world thinks love is the most important thing in their lives. They make that distinction, that's all. They've made a distinction, that's all. I've got 2 childhood friends back in my hometown. So Taraji told me that I was still number 1 in Ume's heart, but despite that, she married him. It's quite the predicament, isn't it? Is that just the kind of thing that happens too? Well, what the hell does that mean? Are you trying to say that after settling for Taraji and marrying him, you're wondering if Ume is really happy? What do you even understand about her, huh? You damn stupid kid. No way. Weirdly enough, Kikuta's actually a pretty good father symbol. I didn't realize that. It's kind of crazy. Because the first instance we ever saw him was he put water up his ass and actually it came up his mouth. But he's actually a pretty good father symbol. When we replace the guy they like with another guy, you're thinking that you're always going to be number 1 in Ume's heart. That's just you being arrogant. Don't look down on Ume like that, damn it. Is it something to get that angry about? You're being rude as hell to both Taraji and Ume. Which way is your hometown, vagrant boy? Face it and apologize right now. Am I just a pathetic guy who can't let things go then? Nah, don't worry about it. Men are pitiful creatures, after all, so it's fine for them to keep the woman they love in their heart, and to take her out every now and then to pine over her. That's why, as a man, you should understand what Taraji was so worried about. You have to leave that hometown of yours behind and firmly and completely. Yes, sir. Men are simple. You just gotta make sure you set the right mood. And as soon as he's about to blow, is it clinch? I'm with your legs and boom, they'll be carrying in no time. I mean, it's one way of looking at things. I'd decide on Yuusaku. I don't want to let him get away no matter what. You'll have no trouble at all, young mistress. It'll be a blast, you'll see. There's nothing to complain about with Yusaku's pedigree either. The men who chose brides from the peeress schools do so based on looks, right? Well then, I'll do the same. My cousin might chide me for focusing too much on appearance, but he doesn't have any right to talk anyway. He doesn't have any right to talk anyway, since he picked based on looks and seems really happy. After he married that country girl with a curly, unruly hair. That fried shrimp, man, it was tasty. The more I think about it, the angrier I get. I'm jealous. Damn it. That's how it works in Tokyo. If you've got money, you can eat delicious food. Exact same thing happened in London to this day still. That's the one thing that happened in London. I guess it's a big city thing, really. Does Hanazawa Yuusaku even want to be a regimental flag bearer in the first place? My job is to make sure that this incident gets neatly sorted out, that Yusaku's virginity is protected, and that the young ladies advance to refuse as gently as possible. Maybe he'd really rather be eating fried shrimp in the Imperial Hotel instead of joining the army. There's no need to spend your time worrying about other people's issues. You are the one who said they had business with me. You're Hanazawa Yuusaku? Oh shit! Holy fuck! I've heard rumors that your father wants you to become regimental flag bearer. Huh? Well, if I'm chosen for the position, I understand why he wants his son to be in the role like the flag bearer. That has such a high death rate. Does he figure that there isn't going to be a war? No, that's not it at all. Russia has already started invading Manchuria, and Japan is increasing the number of troops stationed there. My father says that war is getting closer by the day. He's a commander, so I have no doubt that he's right. Do you want to be the flag bearer? If they do end up choosing me, I'll feel pride in that. So it's not just that your father wants it. So you're trying to meet expectations. Oh yeah. Oh shit, you're right. Yeah, the country girl. Holy shit. It all comes full circle. Kind of, in a way, in a roundabout way. I feel like this manga is like the king of coming around full circle in a really roundabout way, which is also a roundabout's a circle, so it's actually a pretty good pun. But yeah, actually, you might be right. Of course, that's not what it is. What are you trying to say? What on earth was your purpose in calling me out here anyway? I just want to know how you really felt. My father told me to think about how my life can be used for the good of Japan, understand his convictions, and to believe that fighting on the front lines to protect my country is the right thing to do. Really? I believe that this is the only path open to you, but it's actually another choice you can make. Isn't what we're doing trying to hide that choice from him? If you're told to choose, Yuusaku, which path would you take? By the way, that cap you've got on, isn't that Sergeant Kakuta's cap? Huh? No, it isn't. It's not. That little area that's been stitched up, that hole was made when Sergeant Kakuta was only killed by an officer candidate during shooting training. Crap, I better run. He gave it to me. Well, have a good day. Good day to you. Goodbye. He gave it to you? That cap belonged to his little brother who died of an illness during the war with China. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Thank you very much. Fate shuffles the cards and then we play. Wow, that's yeah, it is. It is because it's mentioned right in the glossary. So, yeah, the goal is Egogusa, actually. Egogusa. It's pretty obvious that the girl with unruly hair that Kayako mentioned on page 10 is Egogusa, the woman from his hometown that Tsukishima loved. In the flashback chapter about her 149 and 150, Tsunami says that Egogusa went to Tokyo to be married to the son of the Mitsubishi manager, and this chapter seems to confirm that he was telling the truth, as he heard it as hard as to imagine. Yeah, well, there we go. In a very small chapter, we actually got like a massive revelation as well. It's one of those things that unless you kind of like, holy shit, what the fuck, you would actually probably miss that little bit of kind of coolness. It's a nice little bit of add-on to the whole entire manga. It tells you it doesn't actually lie all the time. Also quite interesting when you think about it. So 277. Operation Protect Yuusaku's Virginity. Imperial Japanese Army 1st Division Headquarters. I knew gold? Does something like that exist? Great men are noticed, no matter where they might be. It exists, alright. I want you to find that gold for the central government. Information gathering ability is highly regarded, Second Lieutenant Tsurumi. I want you to keep informed of every last detail of your investigation. Lieutenant General Okuda Hidenobu, Commander of the 1st Division. I meant to consult you in Leo of my own superiors then. Leo? Of my own superiors then. That's right. Don't worry. I'll have your back if need be. Hanzawa, the commander of the 7th Division, is in my debt. You should have no issues moving about freely, Second Lieutenant. Why is he in your debt, sir? I covered up a scandal involving the Hanazawa family. The army is in a constant factional struggle between those from Satsuma and Choshu domains. So Hanazawa being from Satsuma, that sort of scandal would be extremely unwelcome. I'm from... Oh shit. I thought, is my doorbell going? I'm from the Kokura domain, so Hanazawa thought it would be an impartial and safe choice. That's why he came to me for help. And revealed his vulnerability. You're from Niigata, are you not? I've heard that you come from a highly esteemed family from former samurai from the Echigo Nagaoka domain, and that they had an awful time of the battle. An awful time of it during the Battle of Hokuetsu. So I'm sure you must loathe both Satsuma and Choshu, right? Satsuma. and Shoshu, right? Let's use that Ainu gold to put an end to the control those factions have over the army. If I may ask, sir, could you give me some more details on that scandal you spoke of? Oh, we're back to the good old Surumi. You're no true military man unless you're from Satsuma or Shoshu. I can't even put an A in Satsuma. That's the problem. My brain might put an A after the T. That's how both the army and the navy of this country thinks. Senator Okuda called himself impartial, but that was a lie. I'm sure he's on Choshu's side. He's simply afraid that the Ainu gold will fall into the hands of Lord Hanazawa of the Satsuma side and strengthen their position within the army. What a pathetic farce. I'm well and truly sick of Central. While putting that aside, information on the Ainu gold that I obtained in Russia, with this, I found corroboration. Before we return to Hokkaido, it seems we'll need to pay a visit to Lord Hanazawa's son, along with a sergeant named Kikuta. Oh shit. There's a message from the young lady Hanazawa Yuusaku at the Army Academy. She wants to meet again at the same Imperial Hotel. What'll happen if it's revealed that I'm a substitute? Well, you'll give me back the uniform and you can call it a day. No, not to me. I mean, what happened with her? She knows some bad stuff about the army, right? Of course, I've got a plan B, but that's not something you need to know about, Vagrant Boy. Mr. Hanazawa, have you received the message from Sergeant Kikuta? I said it was scheduled for today. Huh? Are you sure it was for me? Oh shit! Yes, the engagement at the Imperial Hotel. Have you not heard? Miss Suzuki, you weren't supposed to tell him that. So you were told to pass any and all letters and telegrams for me by Sergeant Kikuta first? Yes, that's what he told us. I'm going to go ask him directly what's going on. Hanazawa Yuusaku. Oh, you just missed him. He left a few minutes ago. Where was he headed? Imperial Hotel. I'm terribly sorry, sir. Oh man. Whoa. Oh my, how dreadful. Uniform, why? It's been covered in beef stew. Please come this way, and we should get you changed to some clean clothings. Clothing. Wait, get changed? Where the hell does he think he's going? I booked a room here, so let's make use of it. Wait, you booked a room? Secretary Surumi, just now I saw a man who looked to be an officer candidate heading upstairs with a woman. Could that be Yuusaku, sir? It's a bathroom in the back, so please take off all your clothes. Just rip them all off. Rip them off? Yeah, rip them off is a kind of weird-ass adjective to use, to be honest. This is one amazing room. I have them bring a change of clothes. So jump in the bath and wash any beef stew that might have gotten on your body too. Hold on, why is the bathtub already filled and ready? There's something strange going on here. But this is Mr. Kikuta's uniform, so it'd be a big problem if it had beef stew stains on it. So I take it all off. Where did the two of them go? That Vagrant Boy, of all people, wouldn't get to do and try anything, right? Ah! Ow! Yuusaku, I would kindly ask you not to bring shame to me as a woman. Huh? No, but do you even know me that well, right? This is a very interesting turn of events. That's fine, since you've got a handsome face. No, she's in my clothes. If you intend to refuse me, then there are steps I can take. If today's events happen to reach the ears of other people, it wouldn't be a very good situation for the Hanazawa family, would it? Would it? Huh? She went and said it. I was used as a substitute to avoid just this kind of situation. Well. Excuse me, have you seen an officer candidate from the Army Academy with a young woman? Nope, I haven't. Yuusaku. Why are two of them in the bathroom by themselves? That Sergeant Kikuta was ordered to break off the marriage interviews, so what on earth is he doing? Hasn't the situation reached this point? Hey, Hyakunosuke, is this your first time meeting your little brother? You're looking forward to seeing what kind of guy he really is, right? After all, he's a man worthy of waving the regimental flag. Just does something later on. He meets him all right. Does something later on. My mother wants to keep me far away from the keep me far away from the army, right? So you knew about that then. During the war with China, many women of the upper classes, Miss Hanazawa Hiro included, worked as nurses at a special military hospital in Hiroshima for troops returning from the front. It was a blood-stained job, and she knows the horrors of the war very well. That's why she doesn't want her son going off to war. You should try to show some consideration for how she's feeling about all of this. There's something he has to decide for himself. It's Yuusaku's life after all, huh? Please ask Yuusaku which he wants to choose. Which he wants to choose. Da! What the hell is he doing? Who are you? What's going on? We will protect Yuusaku's virginity. It's a really serious like arc and everything, but it's just hilarious that it is like they burst through like we're gonna protect his virginity. True bros right there. True bros. If we're not taking it, no one gets it. You're working for Lord Hanazawa, aren't you? Get out right this instant. If you don't, now tell the army everything I've been talking about with his wife. If this truly is a once in a lifetime love to you, then I'm afraid that I'll have to pull this trigger. Wait, this is Mr. Kakuta's plan B. I don't believe it. Killing her just to keep her from talking? I won't let them get away with it. Where is Yuusaku then? It's gonna open the door and see not Yuusaku, but fucking naked. I'm gonna fucking kill all of you. I can't get past that smile. So this is a child who was born blessed by both his parents. I can't believe it. Also, this fucking terrifying smile though. So this is a child. This line's a callback to chapter 103 when Ogata was talking with his dying father. However, this line does not exist in the magazine version. It was a volume edition. I posted the specific panel in question below with my own translation. The scene is Ogata describing his reaction to meeting his half-brother who was not abandoned by his father like Ogata was. That's interesting. That's fucking interesting. 278. What will happen now? Who fucking knows? I am fucking terrified. Right, 278, cool. Throwing the first penis punch. Well, it's punch, but it's his penis in the middle. It's funny. It's funny. Don't lay a finger on that young lady. 278, Miss Kayako and the free swing vagrant boy. If I'm like speaking legitimately about Gon Kamuy as a manga series, all in all, a lot of the fights take place when people are naked. When you think about it, don't call me crazy, but when you think about it, a lot of the fights take place when people are naked. It happens. I don't understand why. Please don't look, Kayako. That is the second. That's technically the first person seeing Sugimoto's a-hole, but the second, but soon to be second. He's just like got to smiling. Young mistress, would you please quit staring at the ball at the back of his balls and run away already? I got to quit grinning. Stop him. What's going on here? Who are these guys? That's not Yuusaku at all. Who are you then? I do, once again, love this manga so much that you have a serious arc about virginity and everything like that, not going to war. And it's all like on the backdrop of a fucking fight where the main character's butt naked and everyone's just like, wow, that's a dick right there. Run, vagrant boy. I'll keep him busy, run. Cut is like, what? It's just no emotion. Man's got no emotion. Come on, Kayako. But your clothes. Forget about them. Hurry. Go. Hold on. Could that be Sergeant Kakuta? I see what's going on here. Sergeant Kakuta was doing his job properly then. Oh shit. Hanazawa Yuusaku. You're that man from earlier. Why are you naked? Long fucking story. Sergeant Kakuta. Nope, you got the wrong guy. Who were they, Mr. Kakuta? I don't know. Maybe there were some men besides me working for Lord Hanazawa. I figured it was your plan B. Now my plan B involved a fake Mr. and Mrs. Hanazawa. That's pretty horrible too. Will they come after Kayako to keep her from talking about Miss Hanazawa? There's no longer any need to keep me from talking. I want to marry you. Huh? Well, I mean, she saw his dick. At that point, that's marriage. I don't have any parents, no family or home at all. And I've got absolutely nothing to my name. My family has money. None of that matters at all. What I've been living is just too different from yours. That wasn't the place where I should be. It's just something you'll get used to. You can start living with me from now on. I mean, if you don't have anywhere to stay, then what are you even planning to do? I'm thinking of joining the army. From what I hear, if I do that, I can at least have white rice to eat. Young mistress, marriage is a bond between two houses. Your family would never allow that. Hamako. The reason why you focus so intently on picking handsome men in the first place is that you can prove yourself to everyone by getting hold of a wonderful man and show up your school friends who left before graduating to be married. Isn't that right? The PRS school and the whole idea of judging those who miss their chance to be married can eat shit as far as I'm concerned. You've shown yourself to be an excellent student at the school in both scholarly and athletic ability, and I myself know very, very well just how wonderful a woman you are. Well, there you go. It turns the entire thing, doesn't it? You don't need to keep a handsome man at your side as decoration to regain your lost self-esteem, Miss Kayako. It's certain that you can prove yourself all on your own. Let's go, Hamako. I'm very sorry for deceiving you. Thanks to you, I was able to get a short glimpse of a different, gorgeous world. Farewell. Please become a truly dashing soldier. Afterwards, Kaneko Kayako became the talk of the town for her romantic entanglement with a big name in the world of finance. She would be called by the name of Empress. But what was less known is that she joined a women's association and then she dedicated her energies to nursing injured soldiers returning from the Russo-Japanese War, as well as providing support for war widows. Words. Words. War widows. Well, that's interesting. Oh shit. Well, so I got to see the dick of the wrong person. When you think about it, that wouldn't be the first time. No, is that probably why Sugimoto and Ogata were so like pally in the arc when they're all naked? Because he's like, I've seen your dick. I know what it looks like. It's not a problem. Everyone knows you're truly bros when you see each other's dick at that point. That's the creed of life. You're not bros unless you're butt naked in front of each other. What's the point otherwise? I now understand the entire thing. Must be crazy taking a bullet for. Ouch! Must be crazy taking a bullet for someone like me. To you, I'm just some vagrant kid you found in the street, right? Well, it's my fault you got involved in this in the first place, so it's fine. It doesn't matter since either way, I got VIP seats on a train headed straight to hell. Forget about me. You better forget about Hanazawa Yuusaku too. Well, to be honest, true, does die. What you said about joining the army, you weren't being serious, right? Anyway, thanks for your hard work. Can I have that cap back now? It's a pretty revealing request. Revealing request, or reveling request. Revealing quest. Request. 278 end. Right. Oh, I see. Oh, I get it. Yeah, I get the joke now in Japanese. So they're throwing the first penis punch, Suimoto is, of course, not throwing a punch. The reason why Noda used that wording is because punch in Japanese is written as punchy, and penis is written as chinpo, which allows Noda to combine the two words to make a dick joke. Yeah, I got it. I was like, wait a minute, I get it. That's funny. Yeah, it doesn't work in English at all. The joke doesn't work, but when you actually realize that punch is punchy and then chinpo is penis, it makes sense. I was like, wait a minute, I get it. That's funny. I realized that Japanese has got a lot more wordplay than English does. I've actually learned it. It's actually got a lot more wordplay. It's actually a lot more interesting because of it. English does have wordplay a lot, but it's kind of very like not that much. Like, if you get what I mean, it's not like anything at all kind of territory. Japanese wordplay is kind of great. I can't give it back yet. 279. I get the credit for that one. Get credit for that one. This cap it belonged to your little brother who died in the war with China, right? That's what Hanazawa Yuusaku told me. You said you had VIP seats on the train to hell. Is that because you blame yourself for what happened to your brother? Frogman. No. I got a Pokemon behind me actually. That's what's behind me, I think. Oh, you mean the poster? No, it's Al Pacino. I think, if that's what you mean. I'm the one who told my brother that he should join the army. We came from a poor family, so I told him that in the army at least he could get some good food in his belly. In the war, more people died from illness than they did in battle. If I hadn't roped him into joining the army, then Tojiro wouldn't have died such a painful death. I basically killed him. Oh, okay. I was a bit confused, but thanks. It's true that you were impetus for joining me, for me thinking about joining the army, Mr. Kikuta, but I'm the one making decisions in the end. No matter what happens, I would never hold a grudge against you. Don't you think it's time to forgive yourself and move on? Plus, I'm not likely to die anyway, since I'm immortal. He's not wrong. Ah, well, you can have that cap then. Tell Hanazawa Yuusaku about what happened with the rich girl. He still has a choice. The incident with Hanazawa Yuusaku has become a problem for the whole damn army. If I did that, I wouldn't be able to be in the army anymore. Stay away from Yuusaku and forget about all of this. If we meet again in the army, they'll be starting things from scratch. But hey, I'm sure we'll get along. See you, Vagrant Boy. Imperial Japanese Army 1st Division Headquarters. Lieutenant General Okuda Hidenobu commanded the 1st Division. I'm going to transfer you to the 7th Division, Sergeant Kikuta. As for why you're being transferred, think up a reason on your own. Work your way into 2nd Lieutenant Tsurumi's favour and report on him to Central. Keep an eye on 2nd Lieutenant Tsurumi to make sure that he's not running out of control. Holy fuck. And who is this? He's the same as you. However, in order to safeguard against losing both of you at once, you're working independently. Just make sure that neither of you gets in each other's way. 1904, 203 Hill. Yuusaku. The first time I've ever seen his face. Holy shit. It's haunting as well. Holy fuck. What's this? Which reads KO. Each of the skins has a number of different kanji that shape the same reading. Yeah, it took all this time. Like, it took the best part of like 280 chapters where you actually now finally understand to why he doesn't take the cap off. It makes sense now. It's like, holy shit. Oh man, I love the series because of this reason. Because it's like it takes so goddamn long, but when it happens, like, holy fuck, it just hits you like a ton of bricks. All of them that don't fit Hokyu or Skoni are false leads. On every tattooed skin, there are at least 4 kanji, with readings that fit Horo, Keu, or Shiko ni. Also, if you lay the skins on top of each other, there are places where the spacing between those kanji match exactly. Rook made a deliberate decision to have the code be in kanji despite the fact that he knew his daughter wasn't well versed in that script. He didn't put the code in Latin or Cyrillic script, but chose kanji. But those kanji chose kanji. Was it a message from Wilt telling you to cooperate with the Japanese to find the gold? Or maybe it was a shrewd little message from him saying to make use of the Japanese for the sake of the Ainu. I mean, there was a pretty big chance that you would have been doing this with Sensumi and his men, right? I never would have imagined that Vagrant Boy of all people would turn out to be a damn hero from the war with Russia. He even knows how many Japanese soldiers avoided death thanks to this action of Sugimoto the Immortal. But I was the impetus for him joining the army in the first place, so I guess I get the credit for that one, huh? The next time we meet, I can't hold back even if it was Mr. Kikuta I'm fighting. Oh shit. This is the coin that we got from Botaro. Aka made it, and it was lost in Lake Shikotsu. There's an aspect of the design on this coin that looks very similar to that of a tattooed skin. These parts of the design that show single lines which intersect with other lines without touching them. There's something it shares with the tattooed skins. Couldn't it have been some kind of important meaning? I've solved it. Huh? This is the location of the gold? At last. So the battle for the gold is finally going to end. No, not at all. The real battle's about to begin. Oh, fuck! This is shot Kikuta straight up! 2 shots right through central. 279, end. Wow. What the fuck? Oh, shit. There we go. So, intersecting lines. I believe what Asidopo is talking about here is whether the lines make contact with other lines or cut through them without touching. On the coin, you can see multiple highlighted parts where one line crosses through several others without touching them, and the tattooed skins seem to have that as well. For example, in the image on the left, you can see that even when a line intersects another, sometimes there's a space between the lines that they never actually touch. You can see examples of this that I've marked with an A. On the other hand, some lines do make contact with other lines. I'll mark some examples with B. So what Asidopo seems to have realized is the significance of the lines that don't make direct contact with any other lines. What the fuck, man? What the fuck? Honestly, man, that's fucked, man. That is fucked. The curtain rises with a bang on the Surumi Theatre. 280, the shot signaling our resolve. You recognize this, don't you, Officer Kikuta? Sapporo, Nakajima Park. Poor boy, he was cool, I liked him. Every single fucking time I sound like a character in the manga, they end up dead. I swear to fucking God. I'm cursed. Dead drop. An old trick in the spycraft trade. The technique allows the spy to pass on something without ever meeting the other party face to face. In this case, it's one of the methods that Kikuta thought of to pass on messages essential for anyone seeing him make contact with them. Oh, I found me a cigarette. Hey, wait, you, the old guy over there. That's why I told him cigarettes would get picked up by somebody, so you shouldn't use them. You let your guard down since I wasn't anywhere near you, and you ended up giving yourself away. Superior Private Sami is the one who deserves the credit for finding you out. Here's the copy and oh fuck! Here, the copy and this. You're finished too, you know. President Tsurumi. You're gonna be killed, and there's no escaping it. I know perfectly well what you're trying to say. When the handoff is supposed to take place, if the other party is unable to confirm with their own eyes that Warrant Officer Kikuta is still alive, the Central will finally take action and move to put an end to what I'm doing. The sound of the shots that were just fired into you. That sound says that right here and now we've abandoned any thought of retreat. That was a shot signaling our resolve to set off and obtain the goal, no matter what cost. I'm talking about Central. The Vagrant Boy is going to take you down. Vagrant Boy? My VIP seats to hell. I'll open up the seats next to you for you. Holy fuck! The seat next to President Tsurumi is mine. What the fuck? It's Kikuta! Sugimoto, you called Sirpa? It looks like we've solved it. Inform all of our men posted in each region of the goal's location. Tell them to make use of any of all means of transportation and gather there as quickly as humanly possible. Have military horses loaded with as much weapon and ammunition as they can carry, and come without taking even a moment without taking even a moment's rest. Huh? That's where the gold is? Really? How are we supposed to look at this exactly? So where is it? I can't see a thing. Oh yeah, Taniyaji's there as well, isn't he? Taniyaji's also there as well. This line. The line that cuts through all of the other lines. Do you all see it now? Oh. Ah. That's for Goryo Kaku. Of all the places it could have been for it to be there. Things are getting awfully interesting now, aren't they, Gamushin? The truth that was made clear during Ueji Keiji's grand performance that the tattooed code can be solved even without gathering every skin. I led to a situation where the competing forces of Hijikata Toshizo and President Tsurumi ended up solving the tattooed code at nearly the same time. Hold on a sec. Is that the tattoo? Is that a copy of your tattoo? Ah, it fits perfectly right here. Doesn't make it. That skin doesn't matter at all. Hakodate. What a total waste of ink. 280 end. Right. So let's see. So Fort Goryokaku. It's not the first time Fort Goryokaku has shown up in this story. Some of the information will be repeated from chapter 199 glossary. This type of star fort began to be built all over Europe starting in the mid-15th century. As a reaction to the rising importance of gunpowder and cannons, the layout of the fort with triangular bastions outcroppings allowed each point along the walls to see and be able to defend each other, eliminating the blind spots of older castle designs. Numerous other improvements in the layout and construction of these forts also helped to defend against cannon fire. Fort Goryokaku, based on the European-style forts, first started construction in the 1850s, and completed in 1866, and made 2 years before the Tokugawa shogunate collapsed. The fort was taken over and used as a main base for the pro-shogunate forces. Oh! I see. Fighting against the new Meiji government, and was the site of the final battle of the Boshin War. Afterwards, most of the buildings were dismantled and used for lumber, and the fort was converted into a training ground for soldiers which remained until 1914. It then became a public park, which it still is today. In its history, Hijikata's amused reaction at the choice of location makes sense. It's worth noting that though the historical Hijikata Toshizo did not die at Fort Goryokaku, that was quite close by. He was riding out with his forces to defend Benten Daiba, another fort in Hakodate, located southwest of Goryokaku. And he died along the way at the place called Ippongi Barrier, Koito's substantially less amused reaction is because he too has a history of Fort Goryeo-Kaku. In chapter 199-200 of his flashbacks, this is where Russian kidnappers actually Tsurumi's men took him. There we go. Interesting. So that was 10 chapters of Golden Kamuy once again. Oh, fuck. Well, the curtain rises on the final arc, I guess, now. Because this is basically the start of the final arc. We're now meeting at the desired location where everyone's going to start fighting. It's kind of like... It's gonna be a bloodbath. That's for damn sure. It's not gonna be fun to read. It's gonna just be constant like fuck all the time. But it's interesting that it actually is like a locational like arc itself. It kind of is nice because thank you so much as well for being here. Thank you. It's one of those things that I kind of like that it's not such a large like arena. It's more so condensed. It's condensed when it's got a lot of history behind it as well. So I kind of like that aspect. I also like that after 280 chapters, we actually now see the final. What is going on? We now finally see what's going to happen next. We actually now finally see what's going to happen with the gold as well. It's all going to be very interesting. So yeah, probably read some more of this as time goes on and see what we get up to 300 by hopefully in the next week, I think, depending, maybe even earlier, depends. I want to see what happens to 306 because people keep on telling me about 306. Also before that point as well. I keep on hearing. Thank you so much for actually being here. Thank you so much. Thank you. I don't know if I do it properly. There we go. Yes, well, it's a heart over the Batman. It's kind of interesting. So yeah, I mean, I can't wait. I love his manga so much. I like that we now finally understand why Sugimoto carries his hat around. It does not remove it at all. It makes sense now. And also kind of like that Kikuta himself was quite the father figure as well. He wasn't just a kind of pseudo funny dude, and actually a dude that has a kind of sussy alliance, but he's actually more than that. He was actually a father figure as well. That was one of the things that was really nice. I liked it because it actually has a lot more depth to his character, but also has a lot more history to him as well. He's not just kind of like, he's not just Ariko's kind of like partner. He's more so like Sugimoto's actual kind of like father when his father died, or after his father died. When actually now when he has no family. So yeah, I looked like that for a long while. This is a whole entire series is a fucking experience at this point. So actually, if you actually have enjoyed the stream, if you have, and as always, leave a like. That's helped quite a bit. Leave a sub as well on YouTube. That's helped quite a bit also. Follow on Twitter, also on Twitch, where you see the streams live, and also then on Twitter you actually see where these streams do go live as well. So until next time, with some more Golden Kamuy manga series. God help us all, because the series is a fucking experience. I will see you guys then. Bye for now.